Hi everyone, I wanted to show you how I secure my rim of the guitar as I'm building it into the mold of the guitar. What I've gone and done is I've made these very simple spreader bars made out of baltic birch plywood, a bit of cork, 4 jig fixtures, and a couple threaded rods. So the jig fixtures that I bought have a through hole through it so that the threaded rod can pass through. What that allows the jig handles to move and apply pressure on these head blocks. So the shorter one here is actually for the waist, and I've made a longer one, and this one spreads between the head block and tail block. The blocking is actually quite simple. What I've got done is 2 pieces of baltic birch plywood. I've glued them together and just brad nailed them together. On the face that goes against the head block and tail block, I've put a little bit of cork and just trimmed it off to size and drilled a hole that will accept the threaded rod into it, like so. So I've for the head block and tail block of spreader bars, I've got the long ones, and then I have the curved pieces, and this goes on the waist. This one here is designed specifically for a dreadnought, but I tend to use that on a J200 dreadnought 000. It's pretty close, but just enough to give it enough pressure. And again, I just offset. In this case, I've offset the holes so that when these 2 bars cross in the guitar, like so, one will be above the other. So let's head on over to the guitar and I'll show you how I install these. Okay, now that we're over here at the guitar, this is a J200 that I'm currently working on. Like I said earlier, the waist calls here are actually designed for a different guitar, but I do kind of do dual purpose with these. They put enough pressure on as the are, and it saves me from creating a set of these for every single guitar. So what I do is I take the waist pieces, there's a left and a right, and I have the holes are on the lower end, and I'll show you why they are off-centered down towards the bottom a bit. So what I'll do is I'll put these in place, and I'll get my spreader bar, and I'll insert the ends just into each of these holes. It's just a matter of, you can see how they're a little offset, and just starting to tighten your turn knobs. What that does is it puts just enough pressure onto the rim to hold it into place. It's tightened up. Then we'll take our head block and the tail block cauls, and we'll use the longer piece to go in to here. And we'll just tighten these up. And that's about it. So that securely holds the rim into the form, and you can see here why they're offset just so that the bars can cross each other. And what that does is puts enough pressure onto the rim to hold it in place when we go to put our back on. And then what I'll do is I'll just come around and I'll take an engineer square and make sure that I haven't deformed it any way, shape, or form, and I'll just, or shape or way, and I'll put the engineer square around the outside just to make sure that it's nice and square, which it is. So that's my method of securing the rim inside the guitar for doing some work. Pretty easy to do, and I'm sure you guys can whip together something very, very similar in your shop.